and what's in there, like anxiety, depression, does not stand a chance against the power that's in there. Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all really well. So today is another mental health video, and funnily enough it's about anxiety, and this is like the 5th take of this video. Not even joking. Like, public speaking is not my natural thing, but here we are doing it anyway. So like, basically this video is kind of, this is what really helps me when I'm kind of just immersed in those dark kind of spells of anxiety, of depression. I am just speaking from my own experience, my own version of what has really helped me, and if it helps me, then it's kind of, I feel like it's my responsibility to share that. So I actually had planned to do like 3 other videos before this one, but every time I recorded them, or every time I went to record them, I literally just had this anxiety just putting me down, telling me I'm not good enough, all of that jazz. So I guess that is kind of what inspired me to do this video, because I had to actually say, you know what, Miriam, remember, you actually know how to turn that light back on when you're in those dark times. Like, I know how to turn that light back on, yet sometimes I forget. Sometimes I forget that I even know that. So I guess I want to just share with you one of the ways that I kind of, that helps me to get that light shining back into my life when it does feel like bleh. And like, just some days I just need to remember that I am as strong as a lion, and we all are. We're all as strong as lions. We just need to kind of be reminded and know the little tricks, and know the little things that we can do to kind of get us back feeling on top. So yeah, like I said, I was having kind of like a couple of rough days where I just felt really low, like just really down on myself, like just down on absolutely everything, like just questioning everything that I'm even good at, like just thinking that I actually have nothing to even, like those days, like I literally feel like I have nothing to even share, and I'm like, what is the point of me right now? Like, I literally, that is the headspace I can get myself into sometimes. So if you can like relate to that, then hopefully this video is exactly what you need to hear right now, because it is exactly what I needed to hear and to remind myself of. So years ago, I was like a super anxious person, to the point where it really did kind of take over my life. I was always positive on the outside, if that makes sense. Like, I don't know if anyone can relate to that as well, where, everyone would refer to you as like that positive, like, I don't know why I sound like a dog then, but positive, like, just really energetic kind of friend that always kind of cheers everyone up. Like, I was kind of that person, I guess. If you can hear a pig in the background, it is my dog's toy, by the way. You oink your piggy elsewhere. Lola, can you play with like a non-oinking toy? That would be really nice, thank you. Woo! So as I was saying, like, I got to a really good place. For the past kind of 4 years, I've been on a spiritual journey. I've been, really looking after my health, really kind of just doing everything I know to kind of like become a better version of me, and it's worked. I have become that person. But as we all know, like, anxiety and depression isn't just kind of gone just like that. Like, there's always times in our life where it might creep up again, and and it does for me. Of course it does. Like, I have bad days, I have bad weeks, especially since I've been kind of poorly again with my like PCOS and everything. I've been really down again, and I haven't been that down in years. So I definitely am finding myself having to readapt and actually remember, I'm not perfect every day. I'm not like always miss positivity, miss completely self-motivated. Like, some days I literally don't even want to function, and I need to remember that I've got here before, so I can do it again. Like, I just need to remember that I know what to do to let that light back in. And that's kind of why I want to share this with you guys, because if you are the same as me, and you don't really know what to do, or again you've just forgotten like what to do to get you into that better place, then hopefully this is kind of something that you can take on board that will really help you, because it absolutely helps me massively. And so yeah, and obviously because anxiety and because depression can just like creep up again and again in our lives, it is something that we need to keep up. It is something that we need to get really good at recognizing in ourselves when we're having a down day, and remembering, right, I can turn this back on, I can turn that light back on, and I can get through this. So the other day I was feeling really low, and I'm not gonna lie, it took me 2 days of being in this completely low state to be like, okay, Miriam, snap back out of it. Like, remember how strong you are. Remember, like, this isn't you, this is just fear and everything else, and what I refer to as the ego talking. So if you've not heard of this before, it might sound a little bit crazy. Everybody has an ego, everybody has an ego voice, everyone has a heart voice. Again, this is just my interpretation, this is just what I believe and what really helps me. So yeah, I was feeling really low. I was, doing my work as usual, and I was just so dragged down by fear, by anxiety, by you're not good enough, all of this stuff that was just completely getting in the way of what I was trying to do. And I reminded myself, this is the ego talking, this isn't you, this isn't your heart, this isn't your true self showing up right now. This is your ego that is literally just kind of dictating, this voice that's just your constant critic in the background, that shadow that that's clouding up your thoughts, that's clouding up the true you that's trying to shine through. So I guess I just remembered how to quieten that down and what to do that really helps. And I feel like I needed to really share it with you guys because, sorry, she's absolutely crazy. She's just had a dinner, and she does this thing where she runs all around and rubs herself off the ground everywhere. Are you crazy? She is crazy. I don't know where she gets it from. Must be from her dad. So I believe everyone has what I refer to as an ego voice, and everyone has a heart voice. And those of us with anxiety or depression, I feel like the ego voice is extra loud, and it's just kind of, for some it's constantly there, and it would be for me if I didn't know how to quieten it or kind of how to separate the two. We've all heard of the ego, we've all heard of egotistical, ego whatever, it is a word that we're all familiar with. However, actually recognizing that we all have an ego within ourselves is maybe something that we don't really know about. We also all have a heart voice, that's what I refer to, but it's anything, it's the light, it's that divine essence, that infinite power that when people say follow your heart, that is exactly what it is. You're following your heart voice, you're listening to your heart, you're following what's true to you, and you're acting in a way that is for your highest good, that is for the highest good of the people around you, that is your purpose, that is your passion. That's what your heart leads you to, is always in the right direction. You can always trust in your heart, you can always know that it's going to put you on the right path. So whereas the ego is kind of the very opposite of that, it's going to be the one that stands in your way. It's going to be the one that always tries to kind of overpower that heart voice. And like I said, if you've got anxiety and you've got depression, you can, that voice can be on constantly, just so much louder than the heart. And that's why procrastination is such a big issue. If you can relate to that, where you want to do something so much, but you just put it off and put it off and put it off, or just feeling crap about ourselves, if we're not good enough, or all of these kind of fear-based, pain-based thoughts and beliefs, they're all ego-based. So whenever you have a feeling of fear or a feeling of something negative that's going to stand in the way of what in your heart is right, then know that is your ego, and that's not to be mistaken with intuition. Intuition again is like the heart. It's that following your heart, it's that gut instinct. Again, always listen to your gut, always follow your intuition. It's very much linked to your heart. However, obviously that can sometimes keep us out of danger, which might sound like it's an anxious, fear-based thought, but we'll know because it's our gut, and we know that within ourselves. So how to recognize when we are listening to our ego over our heart is, those days where you were literally just so self-critical of yourself, whether it's how you look or your own self-worth, or attaching your self-worth to all of these kind of external factors. And then of course, if any of those go wrong, you're left there feeling worthless. And again, that is you listening to your ego, that is you seeing the world through the eyes of fear and not through the eyes of love. And it's something that we can so easily do, especially if we're not aware of this little trick, which is basically just to just to know how to get that voice to quiet down so that our heart can speak louder. And every time I'm down in the dumps and every time I'm having a really, really crap time, like, this is exactly what gets me back up. So you might think like, right, so now that I know I'm listening to my ego because I'm feeling all of this fear, I'm feeling all of this pain, this sadness, I'm kind of just feeling these absolute blockages from from going forward, from doing what I know that I'm put on this planet to do. So what do we do now? How do we quiet the ego down? So right now the ego kind of sounds like the bad guy, right? It sounds like the big bad thing that we just need to absolutely get rid of, and it's just come to our life to cause trouble, to cause pain, to get us into a bad situation. But it couldn't actually be further from the truth. Just choose to see it with love instead. Choose to see it with gratitude. Your ego is there to actually protect you. Your ego is there to look after you, and yes, it puts you in that fight or flight situation. You probably understand what I mean when I say that, like, where you're just constantly kind of on edge, you're almost waiting for something bad to happen, if that makes sense. So what our ego is doing there is actually protecting us. It's actually, trying to keep us safe in a way, but it's not helpful. It's not a helpful thing that it's doing. So our ego is trying to keep us in comfort, in the comfort zone, even though being anxious out of your mind is not comfortable. So really the best way that I can see it is just, kind of just address your ego. Just say, look, thank you. I appreciate you. I'm grateful. I'm grateful that you're here trying to keep me safe. However, right now, just shush and, let me follow my heart, because I know that those thoughts are not actually mine. They're the ego's. And yes, they're trying to look after me. Cool, thanks. I appreciate you. However, you just sit this one out and let me do it, because I know what I need to do right now. I know my true strength. I know my true power. So if you look at the times in your life where you are feeling your most anxious and that ego voice is extra loud, there may well be a good reason. So it could be a situation that, you're in a bad relationship. It could be that there's something that needs to change, that you need to make a change in some way, and therefore you're not feeling safe. So if you are feeling really, really anxious, then it's a perfect opportunity now to actually just look around you and see what things that you potentially need to change in your life. It may be some really difficult decisions. There may be some really toxic people that you need to cut off. And that's not going to be easy. Like, that is not going to be easy, but it is going to benefit you for the rest of your life. We cannot just put up with things and situations and people that, that make us feel bad. We can't put up with, abusive relationships, bad friends. We can't put up with these things. Again, a job that you're really unhappy with. Have a look around you, have a look at your environment and see what it is that you can actually change, and see what you can actually make better, and reasons why you might be feeling unsafe, or reasons why you might be feeling anxious. Sometimes medication is the right route to go down, but don't just rely on medication. You need to be doing something else yourself. You need to be doing the work on yourself, as well as, taking this pill. I personally have never been on medication, but I know for a fact that it does save lives when it needs to. But I would always say, always try and implement something yourself. Try and take on board some habits. Try and get into a routine. Try and kind of connect with your spirituality. There's just so many things that you can do yourself, as well as going down the route of, medication and stuff. And because you don't want to be on medication forever, right? I know for a fact when I speak to people that are on medication, they always say they don't want to be on it forever. And if that's the case, then you need to be kind of doubling up on that. You need to be doing you need to be taking your medication if that is what you need, but you also need to be doing something like meditation. You need to be doing some kind of exercise, yoga. You need to be doing something else that is also looking after you, because it is an inside job. It is an inside job, and no external factors will work as well as we can work from within ourselves. We are the ultimate power within ourselves. We have the ultimate power over our lives. So it's just a case of kind of reminding ourselves of that, and reminding us all that, we are all strong. We can all get through this no matter what we're going through. So I think it's just really, really important to just remind ourselves of that we can get through this. Though that anxiety, that depression, that's not you. That is just a voice there trying to protect you. If you're watching this right now and that voice is extra loud, say, making you compare yourself to others, making you feel like you're unlovable, making you feel like all of these rubbish emotions that just do not serve us in any way. If you're feeling like that today, start by giving that ego voice a break and actually saying, okay, look, listen, I'm gonna make myself safe anyway, so do something that makes you feel safe. Do what makes you feel good. Get cozy, get surrounded by the things that you love, and stay away from the things that make you feel anxious. Even if it's just for one evening or whenever you next have kind of time off to just be by yourself. And it might not be being by yourself, you know. I always recommend time alone. However, sometimes we just need to be around our friends or our loved ones, or you just need a cuddle from your mum. Like, that's fine, you know. But do those things that make you feel safe. Be around those people that reassure you. Get good at quieting down that ego voice and listening to your heart, which is the ultimate power within you. And what's in there, like anxiety, depression, does not stand a chance against the power that's in there. So it's just important to remember that, and just to remember that, you know, we are all warriors, we are all strong lions, and, you know, we can all get through this. We've done it before, we'll do it again. There's a dog barking and it's driving a load of crazy, so I'm going to leave it there, and I hope you all have an amazing rest of your day, and thank you so much for watching. If you liked this video, please give a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you in the next video.